but the second part is underway, and it's a really good start from Dan Jackson on the inside. He's got away exceptionally well. One bike a bit throw away, though. It's the rotary, I think, but no, he doesn't have the lead going in. Scott Carson's got in front as they go through the first corner at Madrid, and this could be a big battle between the top three. Scott Carson with the initial advantage.
Yeah, he has indeed. As you say, it's all the TZ350s at the front. Carson, Cooper, then Jackson, and then the first four-stroke, Andy Hornby there.
Yeah, Andy Hornby, who started off.
Someone's right in the cross. Oh. Massive moment. They just went a bit wide coming out of there, got it completely sideways. It might have been Gary Vines on the grass, but he's made it back on the track in one piece.
My goodness, that was a scary moment, but thankfully they all got through there. As you say, Gary Vines got through there as well. But our race leader is Scott Carson, being chased at the moment by Dan Cooper and Dan Jackson, the three who were on that front row together, all making their way down the order here. Jamie O'Brien was just keeping out of the way a little bit. Hopefully that bike's working okay. But there is Michael Rutter, number 67, hoping that that engine is running a little more smoothly today than it was yesterday, as we're looking at our race leader, Scott Carson. Not a big advantage, and in fact, Dan Jackson's on the attack again.
Yeah, he's so good, though, Carson there. We can just see some of the other two shows coming in. There's Gary Vines, 23. He's the top 250 in the race so far. But one of the things, Scott Carson really good at getting away on these tyres, no tyre warmers, of course, on the first lap. And that takes some confidence and takes some doing.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Through the chicane, everyone taking it fairly neat and tidy. Let's just have a look at that big wobble. What happened here?
Oh, look, he is so lucky. He runs, he's in too hot, gets on the grass, the front tucks. You see it go against the lock stop, and it comes back. A huge moment there for Gary Vines, that man there.
Yeah, I hadn't realised it was Gary right from the start. I thought he might have been squeezed out, but he wasn't, was he? He kind of just ran it too wide.
Yeah, I think he was obviously just that right hand, just going in a bit hot on the cold tyres. But out in front, Carson set the fastest flying lap on that first lap, 1:30.7. Just behind him, obviously, you can see Cooper. And already these guys just putting a bit of pressure on Jackson behind in third.
Now remember, Carson did win yesterday, not by a big margin at all, but he did win. So if Carson can do what he's doing now, stay in front, even if the margin is tiny between him and Cooper or Jackson, then he will take the overall victory in the Hailwood Trophy. But let's wait and see. We've still got a bit of time to go here, 6 laps to go, just under 6 laps to go still, as Carson has control at this point. And he's just trying to open up that advantage. He did say yesterday, though, we saw him lose a bit of pace just towards the end of the race with the tyres getting a little bit too warm.
Yeah, that's right. They were maybe going to have a little just experiment with pressure there, because it was certainly hot in that part of the race. And what we saw yesterday was Carson was very good from the off. Cooper took a little bit more warming up. Remember, Dan Cooper only rode to this TZ350. That man there, we're talking about number 37 for the first time yesterday. So he's still growing in it. He's still learning into it. But he's riding that really well. So this was when he started to come a bit stronger. Lap 2, once everything's warmed up. Now there's the battle for the 4 strokes. You can see that's Hornby and Higlett, 40 and 50. This is for honours at the moment. And remember, yesterday they were separated by just 0.4 of a second. So these guys are dicing for the overall win, as are the 2 two-strokes. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, this is for the Sheen Trophy part, the 4-stroke part. So sometimes it's a battle for the overall win as well, but right now it's the 2 strokes that are taking the overall lead. But these 2 4-stroke bikes, heavier, more powerful, but you've got to control that bike well, and it's a good battle between the 2 of them right now, with Andy Hornby just having the advantage.
And I've just seen a 125.9 for Carson, so that is a really strong lap time there for Scott Carson. 126.3 it was for Cooper, so he's taken that to 0.9 of a second, but that was the quickest lap we've seen yesterday.
Graham Higlett, look, Graham Higlett's got the chance to try and get past Hornby, but no, not quite. Had to brake a little earlier. That's
right, he looked like he got a slightly better drive, but Hornby just putting his bike exactly where he needs to. It looks like Michael Rutter behind as well. Number 67 is starting to move in. He's probably just taken a few laps just to get into that bike, but he's doing a nice job, and certainly, as I say, I think they cured the problem they had yesterday.
Yeah. So you've got the 2 triumphs here, and again Higlett having a little look down the inside, but oh yes, this time he's done it. Gets in front, but will he go too wide on the exit? Will he lose that position again? Yeah, absolutely. Hornby's through, and as you say, now Michael Rutter's with them.
Exactly, he's in the hunt. He might even get a good slipstream here. He might be able to pull out. Not quite on that lap. Jackson on set the fastest lap, another 125.3, so the times are tumbling here today.
Oh, this is fabulous to watch. Michael Rutter, man you raced against in your youth.
Many a time. I mean, Rutter can do anything. He wins TTs, British Superbike races. You know, obviously he's getting an older gentleman like myself these days, but he still knows how to ride a motorcycle, and he really can ride anything. He was on the podium in the British Championship last weekend on the new BMW One Make Series, so he can throw his hand about.
Yeah, he certainly can, and even though it's the first time this weekend that he's ridden this bike, but look at it, it's becoming a three-way fight in the four-stroke battle for the Sheen Trophy. Two separate parts to this race, even though they're not hugely separated in terms of performance, and Hornby is just holding on at the moment. Andy Hornby, who won this class last year here at Goodwood. We'll just wait and see whether Michael Rutter's just waiting for exactly the right moment.
Yeah, well, he knows to win this, he'd have to beat these guys by 1.7 to take the overall win. But Hornby there really looks, really good on the brakes in that last section.
So Cooper in second place has done the fastest lap. Up front, we've got the two-stroke Yamahas battling against each other still, and there was only 0.7 of a second as they went over the line, so you can see on the leaderboard 0.7 of a second between Carson and Cooper up front. Then Jackson in third, Hornby then with this battle going on with Higlett and Rutter behind as well. So we've got some good racing going on here, absolutely what we want. 3 laps to go, under 3 laps to go now, so they've really got to keep it clean, stay out of trouble. And of course what we will find towards the end, as we did yesterday, James, is they're going to be lapping some of the slower riders, and that can mess things up. Yeah,
very much so. And you can see, so 42 Hornby, you know, he's riding that RPS Triumph Trident and really getting it going. And behind him, of course, it's the Rob North Trident. And then we got Michael Rutter, who's riding the Hadley Honda CB750. So real mix of stuff, but this is back at the front. And this is Cooper hunting down. It's down to 0.7 of a second. We're about to start lap 5, and they come out of here. This is again a bit like what happened yesterday. He lost a little bit in the early laps, came back strong in the middle. 24.8 for Carson, 24.9 for Cooper. They are, you know, we're just seeing these lap times tumbling and tumbling.
Yeah, very, very close though. Carson is not giving up, that's for sure. He's got that lead and he's got the advantage. Let's just have a look. There was an overtake here. Oh, bit of a wobble there for number 22. That's Tony Perkin. He got away with it though, so that was all right.
Yeah, it looked like tight. He might have just clipped the front wheel. Now look at that. We can see.
Higlett's got in front, hasn't he?
He has indeed. So this is where he's not seems to be quite as strong on the brakes as Hornby. So, and again, Hornby just underneath him there. So real interesting dice. It's like they've just got slightly different areas of where the two bikes are working better. But look at that, Higlett's gone wide, I think.
This is a really good battle between these two in the 4-stroke fight, and for now it's Higlett who's got back in front. Andy Hornby chasing after him. So Graham Higlett, who, oh my goodness, he nearly loses it.
Oh, wow. So it was a massive, it's so important to get a drive out there, and you could see number 50 Higlett, he got on the power, lost the rear, and he nearly went on the grass. Remember, that grass is damp and you don't want to do it, but he's recovered well. Big moment.
Wow, Michael Rutter, I thought he had a chance to get past him, but he's got to get it back together, and Graham Higlett's got to face himself and just make sure he doesn't make those mistakes. But he's pushing so hard, and now it has given Andy Hornby this useful little advantage as Michael Rutter comes up behind. Let's just take a look at this again, James.
Yeah, he just got on the power, and the rear slid. He's had to shut the throttle and to avoid it spinning around and high-siding him, and then the wobble's taking him wide and nearly onto the grass.
Up front, the gap has opened up a little bit more, actually. Carson has opened it up to 1.3, maybe even a bit more than that. That was as they went over the line. It looks even slightly bigger than that. Yeah,
he's really got his head down, and this is the last lap, so he's starting to nurse. That's a 1.3 second gap as well. That would give him the overall win. Cooper is trying his best. But him and Jackson, there's nothing between them. They are both right with each other, so that's an interesting dice, although no, Cooper's just dropped him a fraction there now. Good last lap.
This is looking good, isn't it, for Scott Carson, the man who took victory yesterday by just 0.3 tenths of a second, but this time he's opened up a very useful lead indeed on the number 24 Yamaha. We've got a 4-stroke battle still going on here, though. Andy Hornby's been caught again by Higlett.
It is. It's going to be Carlson that comes across for the win.
Victory in the Hailwood Trophy does go to Scott Carson. Having taken victory on both days, he takes the aggregate victory as well. Jackson actually came across the line ahead of Cooper. So there was Dan Jackson, who has come across second. Now, what's going to go on in the four strokes? It's going to be very close. I think Andy Hornby's just going to hold on,
yes,
like he did last year. Andy Hornby wins the four strokes, the Sheen Trophy.
Yeah, it was all coming out. There's a lot of dicing on that last corner, but as you say, Carson, Jackson, Cooper for the top three in the Hailwood, then Hornby, Higlett, Rutter for the four strokes. But two really fascinating races there within that race.
I don't know what happened to Dan Cooper on that last lap, because he suddenly lost a lot of time, and Jackson was able to get past him. Throughout it all, though, Scott Carson's been very, very consistent on this.
Very impressed with him. You know,